From afar, the magic town of Villa del Carbón carefully observes its mysterious little daughter, whose entrails were sacrificed back when. To see her offspring resurface. The one who saw her most precious treasure buried underwater in her eagerness to give life and hope. The surrounding hills openly welcomed and tenderly embraced everyone who came from the former town of San Luis de las Peras, whose memory and structures would never be completely forgotten or their memory belittled. The present memory of its existence is still with us. And beyond a legend or a memory, it is a story of changes and movement. Questions and answers, need and solution to that need. The sacrifice of leaving behind what was once believed to be one's own. The deception of a lifetime or maybe just a few days, which only reminds us of how fleeting something can be. Something that we call home, something that we call life. Located just 24 kilometers from the center of Villa del Carbón, and hidden in a simple town, is the Taxhimay Dam, whose main vestiges are two domes that stand out, corresponding to the old Franciscan parish of San Luis Rey de Francia, and a smaller one to the Cristo del Quejido, whose legend you are about to know. In the year 1700, a sudden storm occurred that took everyone by surprise. Day and night, it rained like an apocalyptic flood. Stones, logs, and whole trees began to break away from the mountains. A huge log fell into the water, drifting down to the site where it caused the blockage of the stream and consequently a terrible flood. A brave woodcutter emerged from among the settlers who decided, against all odds, to try to cut the log and remove it and avoid an even worse flood. When he reached the place, he began to cut the log with his axe. However, to his surprise, every time he hit the huge log, he heard what he thought as someone lamenting. As he struck the log, the lamenting increased in intensity. It is even said that at some point blood began to flow with each strike. Contemplating in deep unbelief, the woodcutter ran as fast as he could back to the town in search of the Franciscan priests, to whom he told everything that had happened. Without waiting a single second, They all ran back to the place and found on the log the face of Christ, whose request was made immediately and without waiting. The request was that a temple be built for him. Then something even more unusual happened. The log turned into a cross. And that is how the first church was built. Some sources say that it was at the beginning and others in the mid-1930s, when the town of San Luis de las Peras was flooded, thus forming the Taxhimay Dam, whose main purpose was to supply water to the state of HIdalgo. Vestiges that remind us of what it was, what refuses to completely disappear. This is how it looks now. Undoubtedly a place both to relax on a boat ride through its waters, as well as to do some activities such as fishing, kayaking, and even camping, among others. Enjoy this peaceful place, its activities, its green surroundings, and its history.